It's your favorite unicorn, and I have not been on Instagram Live in a minute, but I think it's time. I've had a few requests to do a Sunday word. What is a Sunday word? It's just me doing what I always do, talking, but on a Sunday. But the Sunday word to me truly is since I no longer attend church, I do support people who go to church, and when they invite me, I usually show up. But I don't attend church on my own as a practice. But I do miss the communal gatherings that are a consequence of going to church. So the Sunday Word was just my way of connecting with other people who no longer attend church regularly, but still could use some good connection time. So, hi. So for today, the Sunday word is something that I never ever prepare for. I don't want to. I just want to flow intuitively and according to whoever is watching. The frequency that brought us together, that's the wave I want to ride. And I hope you will enjoy the ride with me because I don't know what the Sunday word is yet, but it's going to show up. The biggest thing for me is never really showing up on camera. I'm not camera shy, but it's always getting into the flow because I prefer to do it privately, but I got to stop doing that. So that's the hardest part for me is kind of waiting for people to come on a bit before I go too far because sometimes I don't remember exactly what I said and I don't want to recap. But you know what? I can make it easy. That can be you all's job. So if you're still here by the time I need to do a recap, then can you tell everybody what I had said? Okay. So thank you. All right. Please put in the comments how you're doing today, how you're feeling. And if you have any questions, please don't be afraid to ask. In human design, I am a generator. So I love to respond to people's questions. It's a lot of fun. And I don't claim to have the answer, the top tier answer. I may have some answers, maybe. And more importantly, we'll be able to explore your line of questioning versus getting the answer because the answer is always in the question anyway. So we'll make it easy for one another. So it's a hard process, but we'll make it easy as possible. So yeah, how about these astral transits? I have Uranus about to exit my fourth house and go into my fifth house, which is it's housing Gemini. So Uranus and Gemini, y'all, I'm about to be a whole ass circus in the middle of a university on another planet that we have yet to discover. It is going to be so awesome. So wherever the planet Uranus or Uranus is in your chart, look it up and find out where all of the crazy, amazing, out of this world ish is going to happen to you in the next few years. Things are going to be, but it's going to be Stranger Things for real. So before it gets to that, I know that I have to use Uranus and Taurus. I have Uranus and Taurus in the fourth house. So I have to use that placement, which is ruled by the moon and Cancer. I have to focus on my home, not just my outward home, but my inner home. I have to prepare my body because the moon represents the body. I have to prepare my body to be able to fully give birth to some new ideas, new ways of thinking, and to also be okay with being out front and being a pioneer in something and being ahead of the time. But by the time people catch up, all of the tears that they tried to make you cry when they couldn't figure out what the hell you were doing, you get a big, big laugh and a reward for it. Lots of just so many things coming back at you. Recently, I saw that Martin Lawrence went to Detroit to the actual building that was used for his apartment building in the show Martin, and they declared it Martin Lawrence Day. Even after all these years, he had never actually been to the building. And so when he made it on his day for the work he had put in previously. And for me, I've seen people get that recognition. And I don't think I've ever heard a person yet, I'm pretty sure there are people, but ever heard them say, it's about damn time. It was more of a, wow, I used to think about something like this, getting the key to the city. And it gets lost in the sauce and shuffled in the dream while you're going through the process. But then you get the key. Then you get your day. It's my day. I'm having a parade on my day. We're having a shop-a-thon on my day. We're going on a picnic. I do whatever I want. It's my day. I put in the time. And so while we have the sun in the sign of Virgo, a lot of people can think Virgos are shy. They come after Leo. They ain't shy. They will tell you. They'll try to be discreet. They'll try to be demure. Sometimes a little cutesy. They do try to be mindful. But when it's time to really express what they need to express, they have that Leo energy behind them. They can and they will be heard and they will be understood. So the sun being in its placement, for me, it's in my 8th house. Where's your placement? Tell me where, if you know it, tell me where you have the sun. I have it in the 8th house. Scorpio's energy, Scorpio's home. So Virgo, the virgin, the vestal virgin, the pure, she walks into the house of Scorpio, who's supposed to be this crazed sex addict. For some reason, people make Scorpio seem like it's the most lustful sign in the zodiac. It's not. It's Capricorn. It's Capricorn. But they'll make Scorpio the slut or the gigolo or the pimp. And while some of that is true, there's also a part of Scorpio that longs to be faithful and to be loyal. But it comes from initially a place of deep, deep vulnerability. Will you hurt me? Will you betray me? So Scorpio learns the lesson of self-sabotage. Scorpio learns the lesson, verbally speaks out these spells and curses about what it can and can't do, who it can and can't be with, if they really like to get down with it and get freaky, or do they have to remain, conditioned by sometimes churches, religions, whatever you may have been conditioned by, all kinds of institutions, because that's also Virgo, right? So we have this person who was educated about their body, but not educated about the sensuality of their body as the virgin Virgo stepping into the house of Scorpio, who Virgo may assume is a freak and has a dungeon in the basement. And it's actually Virgo who came to build it. Ooh. I've got Virgo moon and Scorpio rising, sun and Sag in the first. Hey, Sag rising. Virgo moon. Okay. You're speaking Scorpio, true. Yes, Pluto exploring the depths. Hi, happy Sunday, evolving Auntie. Also, y'all, yesterday I had some of the best juice of my life. And I know I instantly manifested it because I was saying, universe, I don't want to drink junk today. And I know there's plenty of nature around. Send me some fresh juice. And I wasn't worried about how I was going to get it because that is not my job. And it showed up. So a fellow Pisces too, like, come on, y'all. My dreams and wishes do come true. My first house straddle Scorpio and Sag. Oh, my moon straddle Scorpio and Sag at 29 degrees. I'm learning to enjoy the fun of it. So we've got Virgo the Virgin in Scorpio's house. And Virgo's looking around going, why does everything look so normal? The dungeon has to be in the basement or in the garage. There has to be a secret lair. And then they find out that it's actually Scorpio who is the virgin. And it's Virgo who has been the experience doing the whole time. So now we're switching places because, the universe sets your chart up to flip everything. It's like, and bam, here you go. Everything is going to connect. Don't worry. You will figure it out. You'll be all right. I promise. And by the end, we'll be laughing for eons until we want to play again. So with the sun being in Virgo in my 8th house right now. And I also have a Virgo stellium. So I have the planet Mars. My Vesta is there. I have Jupiter and Saturn. And I'm glad I have them in that ascending order so that I know that I'm going to evolve out of my impulsive March energy to tell you what it is, how it was, and how it will be before I actually take in all of the information around. Because I don't have to do it that way with that Mars energy. I can graduate it into Jupiter, where Jupiter takes in the entire environment and lets me know if it's my place to say what I feel like I need to say, or if the message will actually be heard and understood, processed, and followed through with for everything that it's worth, or just to keep my mouth closed. That's a heck of a lesson, y'all. It's like the zodiac wheel is a cosmic, the office. Oh my God. That's what he said, and that's what she said too. Wait a minute, I'm wearing a Dunder Mifflin hat. It is. And I'm like, okay, is God Michael Scott? Because, oh my God, we could promote from within. I'm just saying, you know. And so with Virgo, the sun being in Virgo, allowing us first and foremost to disrobe to ourselves, to take off the old robes, to take off the old conditioning of everything that we've learned all year round, right? And I'm going through the zodiac year, so not from January to January, but from Pisces to Aries or Aries to Aries. And so being able to take my Mars energy, graduate it into Jupiter, who says, wait a minute, you know better than that. Why are you even in this space? Before you even open your mouth, why are you in this space? What's happening here? Will you be adding value? Will you just be going with the crowd? Will they hear the value? Are they going to receive it? Or are you going to leave out of here as a self-fulfilling prophecy of they don't even understand me, so that you can feel like shit, so that you won't try again, so that you can keep having the same complaints and the same self-betrayals until you can't betray yourself anymore? So that's where I am. Not being able to betray myself anymore from my own little goofy ass, it's goofy, a goofy ass, silly ass verbiage loop. I'm going through the loopage of verbiage. Oh, I got the words. I have the vocabulary. My Mercury is in Pisces conjunct my sun. It's a thing. It's powerful when it is in the proper flow and on the right frequency. So my gift to me today first, because I want y'all to have a gift too, but I have to learn how to give to myself first. That's also why the sun in Virgo in my 8th house is letting me know that bestial virgin, and then Scorpio, the sexy, those two energies not only can coexist, but they nurture one another, sun and shadow. The moon, I don't know if I can look at, I hope y'all can hear me. So right now the moon is in Leo, and it's in my 7th house, conjunct my north node. Mercury is in Leo. So I know that today, on a sun day, I have to express myself when I don't want to, when I'm tired, not tired, but my energy is spent. I went out to vent today. It was windy. It was a little hot. My ears have been bothering me because I think I wore some earrings that I had an allergic reaction to. I don't feel cute on the outside right now. But I also know that if I hide, I'm going to make myself cry. If I hide the message that I was given and I don't give it, then a part of me, it really does feel like not only am I betraying myself, but I'm dying a bit, because Scorpio also deals with death. And the only way that I can renew myself is to share my words, the words that I'm given, the words that I borrow, the stories that I am able to weave in, so that another person's soul, their emotions, their energy and motion, their mind, their sense of clarity and acuity, and their heart. That spark of life that holds our spirit inside this body, all of those things want to hook up, join together, sun and shadow, light and dark. Light and dark, the night and the day do not fight each other. They even have transition time in between. Ooh, just baked in the pie. Ninas are always cute inside and full of life. We are. We definitely are. Give it, not give in. Exactly, babe. Seriously. And so I'm always quoting the scripture from Jesus of Nazareth from, I think it's like the book of Enoch or something like that. And I'm going to butcher it, but it's okay. If you don't put forth what you were given, or what you put forth, what you are here to give, I'll put it that way. What you put forth is here to save you. And if you don't put that forth, it will destroy you. And as I'm gaining my health back, because Virgo deals with health, right? Forgiving is forgiving. I am learning. Yes, beforehand. You already know if a person's going through a situation, especially if you know, just real simple, if you know someone is hangry, right? And you try to ask them a serious question that they need to actually stop, think, provide details for. Are they really upset with you or being snappy at you? Or are you being inappropriate because you need something from them, but there's a condition that needs to be met? Don't give them a Snickers bar though, but give them some of, where it's Evolving Auntie, go up, scroll up, give them some of her fresh juice. You know, replenish their electrolytes. Give them some water. Water literally is not just this amazing superconductor, but it's a lubricant. It helps to lubricate your thoughts, literally. What does that mean? What does what mean, King Sasha? I love you. Ask me, and so that I can explain it. If you don't bring forth what is within you, it will destroy you. If you bring forth what is within you, it will save you. That's it. Thank you. And when I hear those words, I don't care who the words came from, it allows me to break free of holding myself back from always being worried that people won't understand me. Sometimes people will not understand me today, just like I didn't understand things Dr. Maya Angelou said until I did. And the message was there exactly when I needed it. And so I know that whatever I am given words of light, of love, of beauty, of self-trust, of making friends with self-doubt and making self-doubt work for you, of honoring your haters because they're just reluctant lovers, of knowing that everybody plays a part, and sometimes you may not like the part that they play in your life, but somebody had to play it. Somebody plays the villain, and sometimes it's you. I have played the villain to myself without realizing that I was in character to play the villain for myself. So I took it as me really being a villain to myself. Nah, I was just playing. I was learning with myself, once again, how not to betray myself. Being truthful with yourself or not, birthing the seeds inside, blooming into truth. And it's a process. It is a process. Virgo is about process and praxis. So Virgo is a sign of your daily task, things that you have to do every day. Releasing what doesn't serve you and embracing what does. And you have to know what does serve you and receive it. A lot of times people get exactly what they're looking for, and they push it away because it doesn't come in the form of the trauma or crisis or whatever way, a dysfunctional way that they were used to bringing something great into their lives. They will push it away and then blame everybody else. And that in and of itself is a betrayal to yourself and to the person who's trying to bring it to you. So why you got to betray two people at the same time? Don't do that. So I know that when I speak to people, even though the human part of me is still like, why would I even know that about this person? I literally just set eyes on this person, never knew they existed, and now I got to tell them that grandma or their great grandma that they've been researching is saying blah, 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 whatever. Why do I have to do that? What? Even if my chart explains it, even if the cards explain it, even if the stars explain it, yeah, but why can't I just be regular? You know you wouldn't want it to be regular schmegular. Cut it out. So I get to express the Virgo part of my chart through a scorpionic way. And the darker side of Scorpio is to hide, absolutely. But the enlightened part of Scorpio, it's like, listen, I could walk around in this house. I'm their pet. They feed me. They are not worried about me stinging them, and they're not worried about me stinging myself. They love me for who I am. Bony on the outside, soft and cuddly and cute, not vulnerable, but open on the inside. I am loved the way I am. Some people kill scorpions because they're deathly afraid of them, and some people keep them and love them and take care of them and kiss them and squeeze them and all of that. How amazing. So I get to express this to other people who may have some similar type of energy to express during this time where we get to practice with it and practice and not have to worry about being wrong. I love you back, Nina. I don't know what happened to my message, but I was asking for clarity on not bringing it forth. Doesn't mean that if you have a purpose and don't embody it, that it, yes, that part, yes. To me, it refers to everything, gives pain, everything. And that's that Scorpio energy. The Virgo part will try to hide it, will try to keep the reputation and the stories of their lives clean. There's nothing clean about birth. There's nothing clean about birth. And even death, there's nothing clean about it. The body releases. How? So what happens, I'll give you an example. For me, depression happens when you are not expressing yourself. And then from depression, there are levels of depression. There can become this obsession with depression. Sometimes I will tell people all the time, I didn't realize I was addicted to depression. I chased it down. I was Pepe Le Pew to depression. And depression was like, hold on, boo, wait. I'm a signal. I'm a symbol. That's it. I'm trying to let you know that the reason why you don't feel creative and why you can't do anything and why if you died today, no one would come to your funeral and so many dramatics that I would have with myself. I stayed in it so long that I would start to see other people creating and putting out what I thought was given to me. Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Big Magic, has a part where she's talking about a poet who is in her backyard hanging clothes on a clothing line. And all of a sudden, she felt a poem, an inspiration of a poem coming to her. And she basically was like, screw these sheets. I got to get this poem. And she runs into the house. And the reason why she ran into the house to grab her pencil and sit down at her desk to write down this poem was because she knew that if that poem, that inspiration, that spark, just a little mustard seed, just an inkling, and just that, if she didn't capture it, she would see someone else print it. She would see someone else reciting it. She would see someone else getting credit for it. Because inspiration dance is all around us all the time. And it's saying, will you birth me? Will you birth me? There's seeds everywhere. Why do you think the seeds that you can only see are the seeds that you can plant? We don't see it when humans make a baby. We see the external part of it, but we don't see what's happening beneath the surface. It is beyond our level of perception. However, we are able to perceive the result of it, right? So with depression, it can become obsession. Now I'm obsessed with it, and then I become possessed with depression. No, you start to lose friends. Your wardrobe may change. You're wearing all black. You're starting to experiment with things. This is the Scorpio sign where the perfect person, the perfect kid, the perfect girl next door, he's the perfect guy. He's going to do this, and everyone projects the future. They all of a sudden flip and become everything that they once were not. everything that they abhorred, everything they hated. And I know enough to know that that is a frequency that is always there, just like inspiration, fear, depression, withholding who you are, the essence of who you are, because of any little stinking excuse. Nina, you hot and you need to go, hop in the shower and do a... No, the word just came. My friend asked me, can you please do the Sunday word? So here is the Sunday word. I told y'all I wouldn't know what the Sunday word was about, but here it comes. All week, I've been listening to Beyonce's song from the Lion King soundtrack, Bigger. And I was like, universe, you're going to reveal to me why I keep listening to this song, but I played it all week. And my favorite part of the song is when she says, step out your estimate, step in your essence, and know that you're excellent. Rise. Step out of your estimate. Most of us have estimated ourselves the way everyone around us estimates us, and what the statistics say, and what the news says, and what this article in this magazine I was supposed to read says, and this blog that I'm subscribed to, and this and that, and the school that I went to, and the place that I work at, and the apartment complex I live in, and the neighborhood. Blah. Virgo is like too much talking, too much. Shh, shut it down. I took you through a retrograde so that you don't repeat the same story. You just came out of it. Let me catch you. Before Mars goes in the Virgo, and you have to live the words that are coming out of your mouth. What is your estimation of yourself and your level of success, whatever that means to you? And then step out of that shit. Step into your essence and rise, because if you don't, depression starts to eat you up. When you're depressed, you eat terribly. When you eat terribly, you start to develop things in your body. And Virgo also deals with disease, and it deals with the gut. It deals with digestion. If you eat something, but you develop a condition in which you cannot properly digest your food, you will starve. You will be malnourished. You will not be meeting your own needs to sustain yourself, so that when that spark of inspiration you allow to be and speak louder than all the excuses and reasons why you cannot say what you need to say, dance how you want to dance. What is that song from the Addams Family? We live how we want to live, dance how we want to dance. Sing how we want to sing, dance how we want to play. Whatever it is, do your thing. You got to do it, because if you don't, now you have a disease, or you have a dysfunction, or you have developed a syndrome. Diabetes, y'all. I know I'm about to sound like one of them people, but I guess I am. Diabetes, physically, we know why it happens, but everything physical comes from internal, period. You can call it spiritual, the internal, the whatever. We know that there's a part of who we are that we cannot physically see, but it still affects what we physically see. So on the inside, our body is saying, I cannot process all of this. You're on drugs. This is too much sugar. We make our own energy. And you've been tricked to go to these little sugar boxes. Just get it fried because it's quick. You've been taught not to invest in taking the time to take care of yourself, because you will be taking care of your gut, which is your physical intuition. The gut has the brain. Your inner self that's saying, we're not processing this properly, and we're regurgitating. We're not digesting and coming to a completion and saying, wow, what I ate came through my body so solidly, because I ate the fiber that I needed. I drank the water that I needed. I gave my gut exactly what it needed to create the proper levels of energy that I can operate in, and to also listen to my body. When the sun is in Virgo, listening to my body express to me what it doesn't like, so that I can meet its need, because why would I harm my body? My body is set up to not harm me. Why would I harm my body because I won't give it time? Because someone told me that I needed to get this done or that done, or show up for this, or if I don't. As the sun is falling back into fall season, autumn season, we're going into transition where the leaves are going to change colors. We are going to change on the inside from eating light summer foods to eventually eating root vegetables. The vegetables that we plant now will be eaten in December. And they're going to be so sweet and delicious. They're going to be sweeter because they were grown in the cold. They were grown under soil and snow. They were buried. We're preparing for the burying before the harvest begins to come again. A lot of us won't sign up for that, but we go through that process every year. And this is where we are. Oh yes, I try to curate that birth, but when the baby is crowning, yes, and the baby crowning is, woo, they call it the ring of fire for a reason. Genius is a spirit that flows and must be birthed by us. It has to be. It has to be. I'm glad I could answer your question. Yes, Virgos brings up the power of Chiron. Yes, the wounded healer, because you know what it feels like. There's a difference between someone knowing how to perform a surgery on someone who it's a delicate surgery and they want to make sure that they don't harm this person because they themselves were on the operating table before and they know how it feels, versus someone who's never had to do that. It's going to be a different level of care and empathy. But the person who will do the surgery that has never experienced that type of injury will say, okay, you'll be up in 3 to 6 weeks and go on with your life. Whereas the person who will take the time to really nurture you and educate you on how to take care of yourself is Virgo. They are going to show you that it's and they're going to tell you it's more than that. It's longer than that. Actually, you won't heal for another 2 years. However, there's a process to this and we can help you through it. We're going to do some rehabilitation. Okay? We're going to work it out. Follow through to the end, completion. Pluto, I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off. Pluto is retrograding back into the sign of Capricorn. A lot of us are being taken back to the year 2007, 8, 9-ish, when the world was flipped on its head. When Obama was in Grant Park, right here in Chicago. A dream come true for so many people and a nightmare for others. It's what you choose. It's what you choose. How do you see the world? You're not running for the office. Somebody has to, because it exists in that world. Yesterday I was a part of a discussion. We were talking about perfection. And I loved how each of us had a different experience of what perfection was to them. Someone said they hated the word perfection. Another person said perfection doesn't exist. And for me, what perfection is, because Virgo can be the perfectionist, right? First of all, it's not just a word. It is a word to be alchemized. Perfection does not have to be a burden. Perfection is a result. And it's very subjective. It is extremely subjective. Even if a lot of people agree something's perfect, everybody doesn't. So for me, perfection is you conceive the idea, you gestate it, you maintain it, you conceive it, fire signs, you conceive it, first house, you conceive it, Aries, Mars. Boom, I've come from Pisces, I'm here, and I want to do this, right? And Taurus says, slow your roll, slow down. You got to build a foundation first, because if you don't, Scorpio, who's my opposite, is going to send your ass back here and you're going to be mad. Get what you need. Get your foundation together first. Then you go out and you start networking and building with people and, being curious about what you want to do and how you want to move forward, because then that manifests the sign of Cancer, and that Cancerian energy that provides. It's going to provide the retail space you want, my love. It's going to provide the building with parking space for you and for your customers. It is going to provide benefits that no other place has ever gotten. No other person like you has ever gotten, because they're not you. You are going to get the book deal of book deals that will not rob you blind in your face while your face is flashed all over the world and you know that you're coming home to nothing, because we don't do that ish no more. Pluto came back to Capricorn to say, complete the cycle, complete the task. What were you doing back then that you said never again, or I should have taken that chance? This is where you do not have to betray yourself anymore the way our predecessors had to, or felt like they had to. A lot of us had parents who felt like they had to sacrifice everything that they were for the sake of a cult, a religion, a business, a corporation, a way of living, society, whatever. We don't have time. We don't have time for that anymore, because we're not in that timeline anymore. We're not going to retire from someplace 30 years from now, unless you have strong Capricorn placements. Some of them still are. This is where we get to make shit up. A lot of us are the Mr. Rogers, Sesame Street, Barney the dinosaur, Lamb Chops Play Along, super wide generation. SpongeBob, like, come on, y'all. We know what type of world we want. We know that the dinosaurs are starting to die out. And at some point in the next couple of years, they're going to die so fast, it's actually going to be damn near a pandemic. It's going to be in epic proportions. And a lot of them will not talk about death to their families, and they won't tell them what they're leaving or what to do when they're done. And a lot of people are going to fight over the property. A lot of people are going to fight over intellectual property. Don't get mad when you see the word that you were given for something showing up somewhere else and somebody's using that where it feels like they don't even know what it is. Oh man, I could have done this or I could have done that. Do it anyway. But I'm hoping this message doesn't reach you after that happens, that it reaches you before. This is the time to sit with your words and ask them, where'd you come from? Did you come from my conditioning? Did you give me an estimation of myself, my goals, my plans, my hopes, my dreams, the things that I want to bring to life, the way that I want people to see me and treat me and honor me, because I exist in this world and I refuse to not be seen unless I just need a break to restore myself rather than to destroy myself because I wasn't good enough. Where did I get that from? Get your notebooks out and write it down. When the words come out of your mouth for all of Virgo season, it is your responsibility. It is your accountability to be accountable, to be impeccable with your words. And I don't even want to say to be impeccable, really. To be in relationship, because I feel like to be impeccable with your words is a very logical, one-sided way of thinking about it. It doesn't leave room, I don't think. Nah, maybe it does. But I want to add. I'm going to add my words, okay? Hey, Shekinah. I love you. It's not about, for me, being impeccable with my word, but impeccable is the start. I love it. I'm not throwing that away. But I also want to be in relationship. I don't want to just be mindful. I want to be in relationship with the words that are coming out of my mouth, because I have seen how they manifest the things that I want and the things that I don't want. Light, dark, the sun, the moon, day, night, yes, no, black, white. So here comes Virgo to say it's not all black and white, baby. You're going to have to read between the lines. And while Mercury is in Leo, you have to speak your truth, because you have a built-in audience. We are listening. We are waiting for you to say the things that we feel like we can't. We're waiting for you to spark us the way that we'll do, like I'm doing today, just getting on to spark you up, boo. To let you know you've already been sparked. Light that on fire. Let's go. Get it. Because when Mars goes in a retrograde at the end of the year, you will be so mad that you decided this was the time. You're not going to wait till the end of Christmas to stop drinking. You're not going to wait till the end to stop smoking if that's what you want to do. You're going to do it now so that not only can you be proud of yourself if you want to be at the end of December that you didn't wait, you will actually be in a relationship with yourself before you decided to procrastinate, because Mars is going to go into Virgo, from Leo to Virgo, and it's going to be like, okay, so there's no reason to procrastinate. While Mars is in Leo, what happens is people will see you make a shift, and then they'll need you again. They'll need you to get to, I'm laughing at myself because I have a string of hearts in front of me that I have to propagate and untangle. And it's a tangle of hearts. It's a tangle of hearts. People want you to get tangled in their bleeding heart. And you're like, I'm wearing white. I cannot get blood on this. I'm not a part of that anymore. I've cleansed myself of operating in a way that keeps me in an environment that I have to constantly recover from. I'm always sick around y'all. I'm always tired around you all. What am I doing? Why do I keep clocking in here? Why do I keep sleeping in the same bed here? When instead of me waiting for this to happen or that to happen, I already know that the moment I clear my energy of this, there's always room for something new and something better, because I have to practice the awareness that I learned regarding the fact that this was no longer right for me. I'm moving into a different season, and I have to close it off, bring it to a completion, because if I don't, it's going to come back and bite me in the ass in December, versus kiss me in the face, kiss me on my toes, kiss me on my nose, hopefully your nose first before your toes. But you have to get your harvest. You're planting now, the harvest for later. Oftentimes we'll plant and plant and plant, or when the harvest comes up, we'll give it away. Sometimes we don't even recognize it's a harvest, and we'll let it overripen and die. Get your harvest. Step out of your estimate. Step into your essence and know that you are excellent. Rise. Rise while the sun is falling in Virgo, falling back into the season, so that you can store up this energy. Right now, we're getting the last bits of energy from the sun, storing up that vitamin D that will help sustain us through this transition to winter. Pluto is saying, I got to take care through a winter, okay? I hope you're enjoying your summer. Got a couple more weeks. Get it in. Shine on. Mars is there. Go forth. If you have not had the fun you wanted to have yet, have it and stop waiting on other people. They're not gonna. They're waiting to see if you're gonna do it. Sun gaze and sunrise and sunset. Yes. Because then we have a different type of work to do. And we have to be prepared. Virgo prepares you. And we all know what it feels like to reap the rewards of being prepared for something. So it's time to make that a habit now, to be prepared for the world to change again, just like it did when Pluto was in Capricorn. Know that it's only a couple of months. This is the final test. This is the final boss. You are the master. I'm that peaceful monster that's about to come in and express, live out, give out, share out, but also receive in. Receive back in. It's my season to also receive back in, and to not dismiss other people's harvest when they're trying to share with me, because I'm so busy trying to share with them. Virgo says, let's not do that. That's not very cutesy. And there's a way to be demure out loud. That's what we are learning now. Be demure out loud. So yeah, that's the Sunday word. That whole Beyoncé line and that scripture. I'm going to read it one more time for you all who weren't here in the beginning. Hold on, let's see if I can find. Oh, y'all were talking. Okay, so and thank you again, Evolving and Free, for posting this. If you don't bring forth what is within you, if you don't bring forth what is within you, it will destroy you. If you do bring forth what is within you, it will save you. It will save you. It will save you. It will grow you. It will show up for you. It will love you through it all. It will love you through the process so that you can complete the task. I have to complete the task. I have some debt that I don't like to have. I missed my highest credit score, and I was like, but as a human, it worked for certain things. It's a tool. It's a tool, so let me use it and let me master it. It is not hard. I have to settle my accounts. Pluto in Capricorn says, settle your debts. I have family members coming out of the wazoo. I got back on Facebook and I'm like, oh, I don't really like the Facebook. But I see how the past is coming back to meet me again. So far, so good. I've had some beautiful reunions. I've seen how other people have grown into themselves, and I see how I have become myself. Pluto going back to Capricorn says, stop looking for yourself. Stop saying you're going to find yourself. Create yourself. I'm putting you in this creative energy to bring it forth so that we can move forward when I go back into the sign of Aquarius, because you got people to affect in this world. Effect and affect. And the people that you effect and affect now and infect, you know, with your contagious laughter and joy and storytelling and acumen of whatever it is that you do and how you express yourself, from your lab to your farts to the dissertation that you wrote in record time, whatever it is, this is a time, again, get your notebook, write out, what am I speaking out loud to myself so that I can step out of my estimate, step out of the former estimate of yourself. It was too small, go bigger. Step out of my estimate so that I can step in my essence. Step into the way that I am here to express myself without question and without self-doubt. But if they want to hang around, that's cool, because self-doubt, let me show you how to transform yourself into beautiful, amazing, bold as, and embraced and loved and sought for confidence. Because the word confidence comes from confidence, man. You gotta literally damn near scam your mind to listen to your intuition. You have to believe it until you see it. Your words are going to bring you through. Use your words not only to start, not to false start, not to ditch what you said you were going to do when it started to get tough or when you couldn't figure out the process, but you also wouldn't share so that other people could do their part and help you finish the process. Now you will be able to complete your assignment, your mission, whatever it is that you were given to do and express. And that is where you will reap the rewards. And it will not feel like people are using you. It will not feel like people no longer understand you. Because at the end, they're going to tell you, at first we didn't, but thank you for not giving up. We get it now. Thank you for completing the process. Because then, this is how we actually truly create the world that we want to live in, because it's our turn. And we cannot avoid that accountability because somebody messed it up so bad before we got there. It's not like we can't fix it. Just get a Dyson. No, I'm just kidding. I love you all. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you all for staying as long as you did. And if you want to share this, you can if you want to. But I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, an amazing Virgo season. A beautiful start to a fall that's going to bring you into the transitions that will grow you exponentially, so far out of your estimate that you laugh at yourself at how you were conditioned to think so little of yourself when you were never supposed to be contained, and you weren't, and you will not be contained after Pluto goes back into Aquarius. I cannot wait to meet and greet the you that you want to be, not what everybody else wanted to be, because I think you're amazing. Love you. Talk to you soon. If you all have any questions, feel free to reach out, DM me, email me, go to my site, sign up for an email. I don't really send anything out, y'all. I'll start, but I just wanted to stop in and honor my friend's request and give the Sunday word. So, girl, you better like it. You better be hardened in everything. I love y'all. Have a great Sunday. Watch your words.